We're now joined by Point Defensive Lineman, Baylor commit, DK Kalu. Did that earlier today. Sic'Em 365 Radio and 365 Sport. DK, hey, thanks for being a part of the show with Craig, David, and Paul. It's been kind of obviously a busy day, an exciting day for you. What has the day been like as far as now that your decision is out there for everyone to know?
Thank you for having me on. The day has been pretty crazy. I've been getting a lot of notifications and texts from all my friends and family telling me congratulations. And a lot of my friends, they all said they knew this was the place that I was going to commit to.
Your dad played in the league a long time. Obviously, he has some expertise when it comes to this. How much of a guiding force was he in this, and what was he like during the recruitment? How did you lean on him?
The recruitment, I always asked him for advice, but he also wanted me to make the decision completely on my own. He didn't want to be one of those dads that control their kids and where the kids trying to live through their kids. And he just really wanted me to make the decision completely on my own. So yeah.
So you said just a second ago that your friends and those around you knew that this was going to be the decision ultimately. Why did they know that? How did they know that?
Probably because ever since I visited Baylor last year, I've been repping them and defending them and always posting their games on my Snapchat and all that. So they all knew this was where I was going to go.
You visited some good programs. Kansas State, really good. Iowa State, good. SMU, of course, is intriguing as well. What was the difference between them and your decision to choose Dave Aranda and Baylor?
I'll say the difference was the relationship I had with the whole coaching staff at Baylor. I'm close with basically all the coaches, even the O-line coach is always texting me and the corners coach is always texting me. And, even the quarterback coach hits me up too. So I think that was real cool that all the coaches were cool with me.
We're talking again to DK Kalu, defensive lineman, Sic'Em 365 Radio. I do need to go back to what you said. Your father at times has given you maybe a little advice. Your father's telling me that sometimes you don't realize that he was pretty good until some of his friends tell you that. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so.
He said sometimes it's humbling because DK doesn't realize I was pretty good when I played and doesn't until one of my friends or teammates tells him that, and then all of a sudden you want that advice from him.
Yeah.
DK, what do you think about the defensive system that Dave Aranda and Ron Roberts have installed here?
I like it a lot, especially how they whooped Ole Miss on defense, and then I like how multiple Dlinemen succeed in that defense. I like watching Franklin and Apu and a lot of the other Dlinemen. They're all making plays. So I thought that was real cool. I can see myself doing the same.
Did you get a chance to be around Apu at all during your visit?
No, my host was TJ Franklin.
Okay. Well, TJ, local guy just down the road, he's been at it for a while now. Just what was it like just getting to be around the players, getting to know them a little bit more, and just what was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was real cool, and especially since that they all talk good things about the coaches, even though the coaches weren't around, so it really seemed genuine.
You've been in the radio talk show business. Your father's been in the radio talk show business for quite some time, 12 years in the NFL. He's very experienced on this recruiting because he was also a good player coming out of Marshall High School in San Antonio, made a decision to play at Rice and get that great education as well. Was there anything in particular about the visit structure of maybe going on a visit and not making a decision, letting this thing play out? Was there any advice from him on that?
Yes. He actually, at first, he wanted me to visit all the schools to make sure Baylor was the right one. Because I knew early on, I told him that this is where I want to go. But he still wanted me to visit all my other options to make sure that this is where I really want to go.
How much do you like to fish?
Oh, fish! I like to fish a lot. I go every week, at least 3 times a week with my friends and some of my teammates.
And you maybe had someone possibly give you some ideas about fishing in Waco when you've been around?
Yes, the coaches said there's some good fishing spots in Waco.
Yeah, there's this big river that I don't know about fishing, but there's this big, large river that runs right by the how about the view? DK, did you ever get a chance to just look at the view of the campus, the stadium, the Brazos River, et cetera? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I actually recorded it on my phone at the President's Suite in the McLean Stadium. I got a real good view of like the whole campus, the stadium, and the river all in one video shot. So that was real cool. And I was sending that to my brother and uncle.
What do you like to fish for the most?
Really, I just like to catch anything, but I like catching bass. To me, that's the most fun to catch. But then if I'm just chilling, then I like to, throw my bobber out there and catch a catfish or something.
It sounds like it's fun. What was the first thing you ever remember about going fishing and having a fish pop your lure?
Well, actually, I went fishing for 2 years, and then I didn't catch anything at all. So that I kind of took a break from it. But then I finally started going with my friends again, and I remember our first time catching a bass, and I almost started screaming because I thought it was real cool.
That's a great feeling. We had somebody else on recently about that. We had, in fact, the Bassmaster Classic champion on about an event they had in Waco this past weekend. So you love the fish. We've discussed quite a bit about your visits, et cetera, the coaching staff at Baylor. But let me know a little bit about how much fun it's been with this old pickup truck you and your dad are dealing with right now.
Oh yeah, that's real cool. It's been in the shop for over a year, and we just got it back recently. So I've been driving it a lot.
Yeah, and it's kind of. Did you guys try to fix it yourself at times, or was that something you got it and that's yours, and then you got it fixed up?
Oh no, we tried to fix some stuff ourselves. We scraped the bottom of it and repainted it, and we fixed the headlights, but we let the real engine work. We let the professionals do that.
That's a smart move. It may not start. I don't know anything about an engine. How much was that fun, that time with your dad, ND, doing that with the pickup truck?
It was pretty fun. At times, it was pretty stressful, too.
Let me ask you this. Your father has told me this. I think a lot of us have been on his radio show out of Houston. I covered him when he was in the National Football League. He, Nigerian ancestry. Your thoughts about what your grandfather tells you about the Nigerian history, the lineage, the bloodlines in your family?
Oh, it's real cool. And they also, Nigerians really stress education. So my grandpa was real happy that I chose Baylor, too.
DK, as far as getting to know the coaches, what was it like getting to know Dennis Johnson, who's going to be there with the D-line? And what did they tell you as far as, your position, what their prospects are, what your prospects are, what the outlook is?
It was real cool getting to know him. I remember the first time he texted me, I was in science class, and that was the day he offered me, too. So I think I'll always remember that moment. And then he says he sees me as a nose and a tackle, and then he also says that they have a lot of D-linemen leaving, so I'm going to have to come in ready freshman year.
Well, yeah, they do. They have a couple that might
everybody,
be.
basically.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody came back for this year, so they're all going to be moving on after next year. Dave Aranda, another guy that I'm sure you've spoken to, a unique guy, to say the least. What was it like getting to know him and sort of meeting him for the first time and all that came with that?
It was real cool because I like how much he stresses being a good person over a football player. He really wants you to be a good man more than so a good player. And then he always stresses that every time I talk to him. And even the players that I was with said he does the same thing to them. So it's not like he's just faking it on a visit. It seems like real genuine the way he recruits his players.
How much did he even, when you first talked with him or spoke with him or with him, did he discuss things before even getting into football? How much more was about life in general before he talked football with you?
Actually, I think I've never even really discussed football with him. Every meeting we've had has been about being a good person and all of that.
All right. You know what, DK? I know Baylor fans are excited. How much do you weigh now? How much will you weigh when you start the season? And how much more weight, if any, do you feel like you could put on before you start playing collegiately at Baylor?
Right now, I'm 270, and I want to start the season at around 275. And then when I get to Baylor, I'm not even sure. I'm going to just let the nutrition and coaching staff figure that out, and I'll be cool with whatever.
How much are you looking forward to your senior year?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it a lot since I didn't get to play last year. I got hurt second.
Well, and I knew that. You had the knee injury, correct? How's that going?
Oh, it's going real good. I'm 100% clear now, and I even feel lighter on my feet and faster than I did before.
Can you try to explain what it was like not to be able to play and watch everybody else playing? What was that like?
that was very bad, especially because the first couple of weeks I couldn't even go to the game to watch. I had to watch it on the laptop, so that was real hard. But once I started being able to actually go to the game, it was cool. But then at the same time, I was like really wishing I was out there.
Yeah, it makes you realize what you miss. DK, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck. Good luck fishing. Good luck enjoying the rest of the week. And thanks for your time, and appreciate your commitment to Baylor.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's DK Kalu. Ridge Point High School. Father ND played 12 years in the NFL, played at Rice, Marshall High School in San Antonio, does talk radio on AM 790 in Houston. Good dude. And we appreciate DK Kalu's time. Coming up next, Travis Roeder on a couple